in child protective services, and they won't give them back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. And if you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
If I could say anything to a mother who just got their children detained, you're in a crisis. Yeah. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is regaining custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection, okay? And that's key, is who need protection.
So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly...
Someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. If someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. True. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Were there signs there? Were there no signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Georgette Truan. I am the co-host for Fight CPS Real Talk with Miss G, and I also work for the law office of Vincent W. Davis. I have my guest and my co-host today, Cassandra, and my guest, Tracy. Tracy, would you go ahead, sweetheart, and share with your story with us?
Oh boy, it's a long one. Well, not necessarily long, but my case started after a domestic violence incident with my son and my son's dad and I. My son was not privy to the whole incident, but of course CWS came storming in afterwards because he was present in the home. He was asleep. He was on the other side of the home. They came through, did their little investigation. Of course, they made me go test for them, and they were going to close the test, asked me to, or close the case, asked me to go test for them again, and I refused, based just upon several items, and my refusal caused them to take my son away.
So it was a domestic violence between you and your partner?
Yes.
And who called the police?
The CWS, initially for the domestic violence?
Mm-hmm.
My best friend did, actually.
And was it a domestic violence? Was it physical or verbal?
Both.
Okay. So when your friend called the police, it was not against you, but against your partner, your previous
Correct.
partner, correct?
Yeah.
So what I have noticed, and I actually spoke to Mr. Davis about this, is that any domestic violence report, even when you're the victim, it goes under the mother's name. So it makes it look like you are the perpetrator. And I have seen mothers who actually got arrested for that.
Yeah. Luckily, that was not my case.
Right. And your friend didn't say drug related, and she just said domestic violence. But then what they do is they violate your rights by making you do a drug test to close the case. But they never close the case. They actually just tell you guys this, and they lie, but they never actually close a case. And so, of course, you got a court-appointed piece of crap attorney. Am I right?
Yeah, and for lack of better terms, absolutely.
Yeah. And that person is not doing anything for you.
No, and they told me there's nothing I can do. I just have to do what they say.
And did they force you to sign a safety plan?
That I was trying to recall last night. I'm not quite sure. I don't have a copy of it, so I don't know whether or not that was a true statement or not. But I want to say that I did, but I'm not sure.
When did your case start, Tracy?
This started
What year?
April or May of last year.
2021? And
Yeah.
where are you in your case right now?
They want to terminate my rights on May 12th.
And what are they accusing you of? So your friend called the police for domestic violence to protect you and the children. So what are they accusing you of? Failure to protect?
Yes. Failure to protect, neglect, whatever else. Yeah. That is basically it. Failure to protect my son.
But the domestic violence happened in front of your son?
No, it did not.
So how did they say when you asked your court-appointed attorney, what did he say or she say? Basically, how did you explain it to your court-appointed attorney? Did you ask him, how did I fail to protect my son if the police was called to protect me and my son wasn't even present?
Basically I did, and they said there's nothing that I can do. I mean, basically they told me there's nothing I could do except go by what they're saying. And I had an EPO issued.
So you put a domestic violence on him? I mean,
yes.
restraining order?
Yeah, the emergency protective order was in place. But the day she came about to supposedly close my case and make me again forcefully, I mean, that she was a bully, forcefully wanting to drive me physically to the testing facility, called the police to intimidate me and saying that they're going to make me go test. And
the police, I remember you telling me the police came and he told her he's not going to make you go.
Yeah, they just showed up, asked me if I was okay, which I imagine maybe she said a well check. I told them I was okay. Being there was no warrant, they just left.
Well, I want you to know, after I spoke with you, Tracy, because I remember after I spoke with you, I asked you to be on my show to bring awareness out there, and I wanted people to hear it from you personally.
Yes.
Now, I spoke to a police officer today, but this police officer is not in California. He's in a different state. And I explained to him, he explained to me when I introduced myself and I told him, I said, I have a couple of questions to ask you. He was such a nice man. He told me that he knows how corrupt CPS is. And they do go to them and they lie to them, tell them they have a court order, et cetera, et cetera. And they go with them, right, with the social workers. And then they go in, and he said he's been doing this for 23 years. He said, there's so many homes I go to with the social workers, and there's nothing wrong with the children. Like, seriously, nothing wrong with the child.
Yeah.
And the mother is working, the father is working, whatever. And he says the home is clean. And then all of the sudden, the social worker would write down that the home is filthy. There's laundry on the floor. They're not cleaning. There's roaches. There's rat poop, etc., etc. So this one person, one case he went to the home for, he literally said to me, he's such a sweet heart, a good man. He's a good cop. He said, Georgette, when the parents came to me and wanted me to witness, because I was there and they wanted the body cam, etc., footage, he said the home was so clean, I thought they had a maid. So how did and they showed him the social worker's report that the house is filthy, rat poop, laundry all over, clothing all over the place, trash all over the place, is not safe for a child.
Yeah. That was definitely not the case for my home. Yeah. And then I just realized something as I was looking through after talking to you yesterday. The reason for termination of my rights is because of non-compliance of the case plan. I read the case plan, and the responsibility of the caseworker, which I've never met, was to meet me in person once a month. I've never even met them. So therefore, in my mind, they're not compliant with the case plan because I've never met them in person. Like it said, I was supposed to meet with them once a month.
You know what? I'm gonna have to actually ask Mr. Davis about this one. Can they terminate your parental rights because you did not follow the case plan? But then you signed the case plan, right? So
I
therefore,
never signed anything.
you never signed anything?
I never signed that case plan. It was just delivered to me. And I was in court, but all I got was the delivery of it. I never signed it.
What state is this in again?
Oh, this beautiful state of California.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So to me, they're not in compliant, as I am not in
They're not in
compliance. So how can you?
Exactly. How are
How can
you
tell
not
me?
in compliance?
I won't, like, can she say what county?
I don't think Mr. Davis would want that because
It's on the coast.
Okay.
Mid coast. Yeah.
Mid coast. Okay. Well, I wanted you to share your story with everyone because I was pissed. I think you heard my
Oh yes, I loved it. Thank you.
I was too passionate. Yeah. I think
And I just found out yesterday. I'm sorry. I
No,
just
no,
found
it's
out
not-
yesterday that my son is going to be moved in now, I guess, 13 days because the person who was caring for him was in a very bad accident and they are incapacitated. And I'm not quite sure where they're going to put him.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Do you have any family members?
I do, not relatively close. I'm just overwhelmed with the damage that they are causing my son in their puppy mill of a bullcrap bureaucratic farce. It's a puppy mill for children.
Yeah.
And the damage that's going to do to my son to be in a home where he doesn't know anybody is, I can't even think about it. And it makes me disgusted to be American. I don't understand.
I agree with
billions of dollars they spend isn't spent doing good things in our community rather than taking our children.
They're stealing children.
I'm so angry.
You said where is your family member again?
I'm sorry?
You said you have family members, right?
Not many, honestly.
But where do you have them?
I have some down south from me, about 2 hours away.
Did you recommend for the child to be placed with family members?
Yeah, they have that they've gone through the whole list and whatnot. There are a few of my son's dad's family members. It's a possibility, being that that's where he is now. My son is with his half brother and my son's dad's ex-girlfriend. But I mean, she was just in a very, very bad accident. And her fiance, who is also there with my son's half brother, tried to keep him, but I understand he's got to focus on getting his fiance back to walking. She can't even walk. And I know he tried his best. He didn't let them take them last week when they went in there and told him that he had to. But he wouldn't let them. But now he has to, because he has to concentrate on getting her better. And I'm so thankful for them. But
my God.
And my son's only 3.
He was not harmed. He was in no danger with me. The CWS worker was angry because I allowed my son's dad to see him because he didn't go ask her first.
Okay, so you made a mistake. So that's a punishment.
Everything was dropped. The EPO had been expired. Everything. It was up. There was no judicial anything stating that my son couldn't see his dad. It was up to my discretion to keep him safe. And there's no way my son's dad would hurt him ever. But it's because she went there and my son's dad happened to drop by when she was trying to make me jump in her car and go test. And that made her angry. And she took my son. And even though I went and tested for the following day and walked out of there with a negative test result.
Oh, I have seen that a lot, by the way. Where Tracy, can you mute yourself, baby? Because I think there's an echo.
Yes.
So I have noticed that people that I spoke with would go and get the same exact day before they go do their blood test. So what they do is they get a blood test the same day from a private, clinic, and then they go do the blood test at the urine test or whatever, the drug test at the CPS facility, right? And one will come negative, the other one will come positive for something. And I can't, at first I was like, okay, can they make a mistake, or are they using somebody else's blood? Or urine? I don't know. It doesn't make no sense. So I realized they're probably using somebody else's urine that has drugs, that uses drugs, and then they put it, or they exchange the tube somehow. That's my assumption. I don't know how else can it be positive with them and negative with another clinic? And they're both doing the same thing. Right? When you go to a blood test facility, usually they don't let you take your bag with you, because that's what everybody tells me. No bag. They make sure you're not wearing a jacket. They take your jacket off, put it in a safe, in a locker, and then you have the key. You go in, you do the urine test, and you come out. That's how it's done. So, but they always want the parents to go to their own facility to do a drug test. So why is it all of a sudden the parents are positive? But in your case, Tracy, yours came back negative. Am I right? So again, it's negative. You're not doing drugs. You don't have any priors. So they're punishing you for life. Basically, they're punishing you for a mistake that happened. So instead of getting you guys help, they would rather steal your flesh and blood. And that's it. And then going forward, if you have another child, guess what? They will take that child from you as well. That's how these motherfuckers play games with people's lives. They destroy families. They manipulate the situation. And judges who are sitting on the throne don't do checks and balances. They don't actually do their fucking job. I want to share this with people. Man. And the reason I call judges stupid, you guys, is because stupid, the definition of stupid is knowing the truth and you still believe a lie. That's the definition of stupid. So when I say they're stupid, they're fucking stupid, period. And with the social workers, I remember something my father said to me a long time ago about life. He said that the truth doesn't mind being questioned, but the lie does. That's why when you question them, get it? And they're lying against you, they don't like it. But if they were not lying, they wouldn't mind it. So again, the truth doesn't mind being questioned, a lie does. And it makes sense as I get older. And honestly, I didn't experience this with my parents growing up. And honest to God, I never thought that our system is this corrupt. I did not learn about the system until, my gosh, 2012. That's when I realized the system is fucked up. And they're making money off of every child removed. And that the social workers actually get incentives on top of their pay. They get annual, or the annual, yearly, they get an extra bonus of around $64,000. Which it blew my mind when I saw it. I was like, what? So basically, they count how many children they removed, how many cases they worked on. So they get to their yearly salary. On top of that, they get incentives. When that social worker lies for her supervisor to protect her supervisor, he or she gets promoted because she obeyed rules. Orders. That's how fucked up the system is. So, Child Protective Services, also known as CPS or DCFS, is basically our protected empire built on just kidnapping children. Their protected empire by the state built on stealing children. Wow. So, Bill Clinton in 1997 Act offered cash bonuses for the state for every child they adopt out in foster care. And in order to receive the adoption incentives, which is huge bonuses, CPS treated kids like merchandise that sells, and they must bring plenty of innocent children for the buyers to choose. The buyers are the adoptive foster homes. Workers work to keep federal dollars flowing. Each bonus is multiplied by a percentage that the state has managed to exceed baseline adoption numbers. Therefore, state and local community, which is CPS pieces of shit, work hard to reach their goal to increase the numbers of adoptions. This program is by the very top, and is ran by the Health and Human Resources. This is why victims of CPS don't get the help from their legislator. So basically, our tax dollars keeps this gigantic piece of shit system afloat. So the people that benefit from this, everyone, and I repeated this on my last show, are the state employees, social workers, children therapists, court-appointed piece of shit pretenders who are attorneys, guardian ad litem, CPS investigators, judges who think they're doing their job, foster parents, adoptive foster parents. There's two different homes, foster parents and adoptive foster parents, and the children psychiatrists. So all of them are looking for children in state custody. They're looking for children in state custody to provide job security. Whoa. So, no child should be trapped in limbo of foster care. No one. No child should be in foster home unless that child is fatherless, motherless, no family. That child has been brutally abused, locked in the room, beaten to near death, no food provided. That's the only, that's how it should be. However, after the Bill Clinton Act of 1997, Hillary took over in 2008 with Obama. And she basically passed on the First Lady, Hillary Clinton, played a key role in building support for ASFA. So whatever her husband started, she implemented it with higher funding. Okay. So it's so basically she's supporting the 1997 act that her husband put in place. And honestly, when I heard President Trump say that the Clintons have blood on their hands, I thought he was crazy. Until I did my own fucking research. And I realized, and I used to be a Democrat, by the way, all my life. I'm 53 years old, and I used to be a Democrat because in my schools, they taught me that the Democrats are for the people. So as a young lady in high school or junior high, I wanted to be a Democrat because it's for the people, right? That's not true. That's not true. That's some shit they feed you. But when Trump said that, and I did my research, like I said, I realized that these motherfuckers are making money. They're making money. No wonder everybody in the CPS court system and social workers vote Democrat. I had no idea. Judges are Democrat. Social workers are Democrat. Court-appointed attorneys are Democratic. No wonder narcissistic, sociopathic assholes vote for these people to be in office. And I swore to myself that after I found all this out, that I will never vote a Democrat again unless that person is worthy to be in office. So this shit is ridiculous. When I spoke to you, Tracy, last night, I realized, or yesterday, I can't remember what time you and I spoke. I was hearing you, hearing your story, and now that I put a face to the voice, I just can't process that. I can't process that they steal your child because of a domestic violence report that your friend only did to protect you. You steal your child because of that. And yet they make money, and then they lied. I'm sure they lied in your report, right? They lied. They made up stories. They fabricated information that you shared with them. Right? Am I right? And that's why I tell people this: do not open your mouth. Do not open your mouth. Once you say hello to a social worker, she's going to write down 25 lines of that hello. That hello is going to come up in the report, 25 lines of things you didn't say. And like, I don't know if I told you this yesterday, Tracy, but the best thing to do is hire an attorney with the investigation part. You guys understand what I'm saying, Tracy? You can unmute yourself now, honey, if you want to talk. Unmute yourself, Tracy.
Gotcha. Sorry,
ahead.
my apologies. Had I known any of this before, I wouldn't have said a darn word. I would have answered my door. I wouldn't have done that for them to come and kidnap my son. My son's happy. He's a happy boy. And I can't imagine the stuff he's going to go through if he's in a home that he doesn't know anybody. I can already see the damage it's caused already. And he's with people he knows. And he's my baby. I'm 46 years old. I'm not having any more.
It's kind of like they're punishing you because you disobeyed orders.
Yeah, her orders. Nobody else's but hers.
Which goes against your constitutional rights.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. That's what
because
it
I
is.
didn't do what she said. I mean, who is she? There was no court order to keep my son away from my dad or his dad. None.
And that's why you needed an attorney. And go ahead and unmute yourself again, Tracy. I'm going to share something real quick. The reason the investigation part is important is to ensure your children are not removed from your home. But oftentimes I get calls from people, and I'm look, those that know me, I speak my mind, so I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm going to tell you how it is. A lot of people that call my office and they say, Georgette, just an investigation part. I am a good parent. They don't give a fuck if you're the best parent in the whole universe. They will take your child. They already know what they're going to do with your child before they go to your home. So the retainers for an investigation period, meaning immediately call an attorney. Immediately. So, and it has to be a juvenile dependency attorney. And that's the God honest truth. I get people calling me during the investigation. They say, oh, the retainer is too high. I said, if you wait for it to be an open CPS case, guess what? Once they remove your child or children, the retainer doubles. And once the case is older, as the case stays open, the retainer goes up, 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 higher, higher, higher. Because now they already damaged your case. Your court put piece of shit pretended appointed attorney already fucked up your case because he or she didn't do what needs to be done. And then the social workers lie. So guess what? That attorney that you hire has to review your case that's been damaged and have to implement the strategy to reverse the damage. So that's triple, quadruple the work on another attorney that you could have gotten during the investigation phase of your case. But oftentimes people look for cheaper. People hire family law attorneys that has no idea how to implement juvenile laws in a freaking juvenile court because they're stupid. So what do? Tell people $3,500 retainer, $2,500 retainer. I can take $1,950 from you. Then a week later, they demand $6,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever. And they still can't help that person because they're not qualified to handle a state matter. Then people come to us and threaten us that if we don't take their case pro bono, they're going to write bad reviews. See, when they talk to me, they chose the wrong person. Because I will let them know how it is. Because this is no time for play. This is no time for a joke. This is some serious shit. And people don't get that. Tracy is a great mom. She went through hell. And she's still going through hell for her one child because of one incident. One incident. She doesn't deserve that. No mother or father deserve that. And I'm talking about the good ones out there. Because oftentimes I get parents who call me and all they care about is their Section 8. And that's why they want their kids back. And I start educating them. This has nothing to do with housing. This should be only focused about your child. Don't rely, and I'm not saying you, Tracy, but other people that call me, they rely too much on DPSS, which is food stamps, cash aid, all that. I remember Trump one time mentioned, President Trump, something about get a job. Don't depend on the system. Don't depend on that. And I used to get mad at him. I used to say, like, why would you say that? People need help. People need help. But that's why the Democrats are using it to hold you guys captive. And you guys become a number in the fucking system where they can easily have access to you. And they work together hand in hand. So I'm telling you right now, stand on your own 2 feet, get a job. Even if you have to work 2 jobs, get a job. Don't depend on your spouse for child support. Don't depend on the system for food stamps or cash aid. Fuck them. Because that's the same system that's fucking stealing children left and right. And that's the God honest truth. People that call me also tell me I relapsed. I did this, I did that. Don't relapse. Because drugs is only a temporary fix. Get help. Help yourself. Help yourself. Stand on your own 2 feet. Build yourself up. Don't fall. Get up. Get up. And fight. And I'm just not saying get a fucking, fist and take your fist and go punch somebody. No, I said fight. Fight for your children. By focusing on yourself. Build yourself. Change yourself.
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself. Drugs is only a temporary fix and it's not going to do anything for you. I also get calls from people who say, oh, Miss G, my ex-husband is doing this and this and this and that. I am going to go report him to the social worker. Now, remember, they're already going through a divorce in family law. Then that stopped, and then it moved to juvenile. And this woman keeps reporting it to the social worker. Stop doing that. Stop it. Because what they're going to do is they're going to say, you are coaching your child. Even though what you're saying is true and accurate, they're going to say you're coaching your child. And that's exactly what they do. And then they end up taking the child from you and giving him to the abusive piece of shit ex. And the same thing with men. What men do to women. It's ridiculous. Get your shit together. You had a relationship with this person. If you know he or she is toxic for you, leave in peace. Go away in peace. But the more you call the police, the more you do this, the more you do that, the more you do this, for every little thing, that's when the police are mandated to report it to the social workers. It's not the cop's fault. It's mandated. That's protocol. It's not he or she's fault. If there's a report, the report has to be written. And then their supervisor, or they give it to their supervisor looks it over, makes sure that the DCFS was reported because there's minors. So, I speak to so many good parents, so many. But the only thing that screws them is their feelings. Feelings is what screws people. Take your feelings out of it. The main focus should only be your child or children. That's it. If he's a narcissist and he is gaslighting you, ignore him. Narcissist hates to be ignored. Because when you show any type of feelings or actions or any type of smiles or some kind of, facial, movement, he or she is going to say, well, hey, guess what? I have power over you. I made you react. Do the right thing and stop the chaos. The police is not there to serve and protect. The police is there to take. Not them personally, but to report. They're not going to tell the social worker, hey, you can't do that. And it's not their fault either, like I said. It's not the police officer's fault. Because the guy that I spoke with today, after I spoke with him, they know the system is corrupt. He literally doesn't know me at all. And he shared so much with me that my jaw dropped. Because I used to think, cops are in on it too. Not really. They're not. They're not in on it. They're actually, no. But they have to follow protocol. That's all it is. That's, like I said, the system sets rules in place to violate your rights. Like, in my opinion, there are good cops and bad cops, right? But my other opinion, when it pertains to social workers or court-appointed attorneys or judges, there is none good. There really isn't. Judges are biased in two different ways, okay? Just listen, two different ways. The judge could have past history, bad young years with his mother or her mother. So guess what? They're going to side with the man. Or the judge might have bad experience with their father. They're going to side with the woman. And that's the truth. So they're taking their past experience with their family, how they grew up, and they're going to retaliate while they're in power. They're not going to judge fairly. And I know I'm right. 100% right. Because if you favor a narcissist to be the parent over the mother who is struggling and taking care of her child day and night and not neglecting that child, there's something wrong with you. There's something definitely wrong with you. If you take an opinion of a psychiatrist after a 730 evaluated is conducted, and the psychiatrist says there's nothing wrong with the mother and the father should be investigated and it's one-sided, return the children immediately to their mother, and the judge objects to that, then there's something definitely wrong with you as a judge. If a judge ignores two psychiatric reports that favors one parent because they're in good standing, and the other parent, there's something wrong, and the judge ends up giving it to the other parent, it's not right. Then why in the fuck do we pay money for a 730 evaluation? Then why in the fuck do you send parents to do a 730 evaluation because one parent said that parent is crazy? Well, guess what? Well, that motherfucking parent doesn't want to pay child support, and that's why they say that. That's exactly why they do what they do. And they play the role and charm your ass, and you think he's the good parent. That's bullshit. I swear to God, I've never used to cuss. Never. Growing up, all my friends that knew me, my family, they know this about me. I never used to cuss. I didn't start cussing until 2012, when I realized that anybody can just say anything. And the lie becomes the truth, and the truth becomes a lie. I started wondering, like, what the fuck? How is this even possible? Women call me and say, Georgette, I used to think the system works. I said, so did I. Tracy is a perfect example. I'm sure, Tracy, you used to think the system works. Am I right or wrong? And I'm sure, Tracy, you used to think that the mothers who are children are not with them is because there's something wrong with them. Am I right or wrong, Tracy? There you go. A lot of people think that, a lot of Americans, that is, they think the system works. And they think all the parents who their kids are stolen from them is because of drugs, is because of criminal, is because of this, sex trafficking, etc., etc. I have a foster family who told me, and that foster family is like down the street from me, okay? And I made friends with them because we walk our dogs together. And they said to me, they said, Georgette, you know, that the foster kids we have, their mother is a drug user, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 and domestic violence, etc., etc. And I said, what about the dad? Well, the dad, you know, he's in jail. So I wanted so bad to ask her for the case number to find out more. However, I realized that what they tell the foster parents is false. complete false crap. Because I asked the foster parent, I'm like, how do you know it's true? Well, the social worker told us. I said, the social worker will tell you tomorrow is Tuesday and it's actually Monday, and you're going to believe the social worker. If the social worker tells you, go jump off the cliff, are you going to go jump off the cliff? No, but that's their job, and they work for the state and their government agencies, and I don't think they would do that to children. A lot of people in America think that. A lot of people have that mentality. But even if the parent did drugs, okay, why didn't you get help for the parent? The parent is doing classes, et cetera, making a change in his or her life. But yet you would rather pay the foster parent rather than invest in the parent who actually gave birth to that child and the child bonded with. And then the foster families, which blows my fucking mind, they get angry when, say, for example, there's a family member the child is going to. No. The child is used to us. It's going to cause trauma to the child if they remove the child from us. But that foster family, I say this. Do you think the child wasn't traumatized to begin with when removed from their mom and dad? Or either parent? That's my question to them. And not one could answer the damn question. So to me, family comes first. Get help for the parent if there's severe drug abuse. Don't steal their child. You motherfuckers, you're only making money off of that. You're only making money off of that. Judges, social workers, you court-appointed attorneys, guardian ad litem, you're all pieces of shit. Because you sit on your asses and you make decision based on 5 minutes. 5 minutes with a parent. So to me, you are worthless and a fucking scum. And one day, you're going to reap what you sow. You're going to reap what you sow. You're going to reap what you sow. You're going to reap what you sow 1,000,000 times in your own lives, with your grandkids, with your own children, if you have any. You're going to reap what you sow. And your asses are going to call me one day. And you're going to say you need help. Because you ugly you do, ugly you will get. And that's our system. Leah Bake said, children have better outcomes even in bad families. Absolutely correct.
Yep.
Absolutely correct. What pisses me off also is that they don't do that to movie stars. Actors. They deal with drugs, alcoholism. All that. All over. You can see all over, punching this, drinking, doing drugs, whatever. And they have kids. How come social workers are not taking their children? I'm not saying they should. Don't take me wrong. It's just a question in my mind. Is it because they have the money, you motherfuckers, to fight your asses? Mm-hmm. Is it because they have the money to fucking hire 5 attorneys? Is it because they have the money and the mansions to keep their children? But you fuckers go after poor people who can't afford an attorney, who have to ask family members for help just to get a retainer to get their kids back. And you still set obstacles in their way for them not to have their kids back. What kind of fucking America is this? I can't, and I said that on several of my shows, I can't even celebrate 4th of July like I used to. I can't. I honest to God can't anymore. Fireworks, I stay away from. Independence Day? What Independence Day? What the fuck is Independence Day? What is it? Veterans who fight for their country are the same veterans who have to fight for their kids when you steal their fucking, when you steal their children who fought for our country because they have PTSD, you steal their kids. You steal their children, and they fought for our country. And you are celebrating Independence Day. The president is celebrating Independence Day, fireworks and all this. That's bullshit. You guys are celebrating while families are crying for help, while families develop PTSD after you fuck them and steal their children. And then you blame the family for what they're going through. And yet when the child is facing trauma, abandonment, you blame the family for their trauma. When you, social workers, when you, juvenile dependency judges, when you, court-appointed attorneys, are the reason for the trauma, are the reason for the abandonment. When you tell a child your mother or father didn't want to see you, is no, you fucking lied. It's you canceling the visitation. You are the reason why the father or the mother is not there. You motherfuckers are the reason why the children suffer. And you give them medication to, you literally medicate children. You diagnose them with things that's not even true. Why? Because a special need child is more money for you motherfuckers. How in the fuck are you going to diagnose a 5-year-old with bipolar? You motherfuckers, that 5-year-old is dealing with this mood changes is because of you. Because that 5-year-old is told to lie. That 5-year-old is told to keep secrets. That 5-year-old cannot speak. A child needs freedom to speak. You can't shut a child up. But you motherfuckers do it intentionally. And you blame the parent. A narcissist will always blame the victims. A sociopath will always blame a victim. You gaslight parents and you say it's their fault. If a mother cries, that means she's weak. If a mother shows any emotion, that means she's mentally unstable. You fucking treat dogs better than you treat children and parents. When a dog has puppies, guess what? We can't move the puppies. We have to wait. You can't do that. That's detrimental to the puppy. The mother's not going to allow it. But when you go fucking steal a baby from a hospital because there's a potential buyer who is the adoptive family who's looking for a blonde hair, blue eyes baby, or they're looking for a mixed baby, then you fucking have the opportunity to steal that child, make false allegations, get that baby adopted while you put the mother through hell that hasn't even bonded with the baby. You motherfuckers will reap what you sow. I know you're watching my show, so I don't give a damn. Because no one is above the law. No one is above the fucking law. No one should be above the fucking law. But you all violate people's rights while children are suffering, and guess who makes money? The therapist makes money. Of course the therapist makes money. Monitors to monitor a parent makes money. So guess what? The parent that's paying that monitor, he gets the good report. Because that monitor doesn't want to lose money. That monitor doesn't want to lose money. So guess what? The other parent is going to benefit because that parent is paying her. Her goal is to monitor you for the rest of your fucking life. And when parents go to court to open up their case in family law, then the judge objects to change an order from decades ago. Why? Because they favor the abuser. Especially if the abuser married a judge or married a district attorney. Get it? The mother is an attorney, or his aunt works for the Department of Child Services. That judge will favor that. Or his wife, the judge, knows the judge that's handling a family law case. That's how biased and fucked up the system is. I have seen so many different cases. And the children are the ones suffering. They want to be with their mom. Dad is not allowing it. Mom is fighting hard. Dad wants control. And the judge implements the control. The judge enables the perpetrator. That's the judge's job. The judge's job in America is not to do checks and balances. The judge's job in America is to hand the children to the abuser. That's the judge's job. So whatever, their duties are, is just bullshit. Because none of it is happening. None of it. None of it is happening. James said the justice system treats criminals better than they do parents. Yeah, you have, like Mr. Davis said in that video you guys watched, you have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent. Unmute yourself, honey, and I want to ask you guys, both of you and Cassandra, you go first, Jessica. What would you tell parents after you've been through it? What would you tell parents right now? What advice would you give them?
You want me to go first? Well, I just would tell, like I said before, do your research, find out what you need to do immediately. Don't wait. Don't wait at all. Do it immediately. Find out what you need to do. Find out what kind of lawyer you need. Get a lawyer, because the court pretenders they're not going to help you. They get paid either way. So does the judge. He gets paid either way for being there. He doesn't care which way it goes. They don't care. Don't think that they're your friends. Don't think that they're for you. You're on your side. Don't think that you're the best parent in the world, and they're not going to see that. They will lie. As much. We can't hear you.
My mic is off. Now I have to repeat everything. What I was trying to say is the following. Leah wrote that the attorney told the grandchild to lie in court. They do that. They tell the child to lie in court. And also, the child, usually if the child is with the abusive parent, and say that abusive parent married a district attorney, or that abusive parent's wife is a judge, then they tell the children this: if you don't lie to the therapist, if you don't lie, if you don't play that game, you're never going to see your mother again. Yeah, it's the God honest truth. And guess what? When the children become teens and older, as they get older, they remember that. They remember that. And they blame themselves, not the father. They blame themselves that they were forced to lie. But they don't look at it that way. They look at it that they did it themselves. And then that child faces trauma all over again. So those motherfuckers, therapists and psychiatrists, are making money. They're making money. Attorneys are making money. So our system is fucked up, corrupt, pieces of shit, driving luxury cars, living in big homes, buying $7,000 built, which I will never forget, an attorney said. That's bullshit. And the people actually vote for these motherfuckers. What the hell is wrong with what is wrong with everybody? And I told people this, just because you're a Republican, don't fucking think you just have to vote for a Republican because they're Republican. Just because you're a Democrat, don't think that's the only reason you vote for somebody to be in office. Look at us now. Everybody made fun of Trump.
The reason why is media.
Yeah.
The media.
The media.
They ruin everything. Like
Yes,
Trump
they
said,
do.
fake news. The media.
Yeah.
They
And
put all the good things that are actually happening that are good, and they down it and try to make it towards the Democrat.
Yep, that is true.
Like, the reason why I'm like so shocked about this whole story with Tracy is that why isn't the First Prevention Act being put into place that Trump signed in? Why is none of this happening? Like, it says it's in law now, but why is the First Family Prevention Act not being used?
Right.
Her parental rights should not be being terminated. Her services should not be being stopped because there's no time limit anymore.
Yep, that's very true.
What is going on here?
Trump,
I'm
Trump was
shocked.
The reason, see, that's why honestly they made Trump look crazy. Which I used to watch all the other channels, CNN and all that stuff. I never used to watch Fox News before. And one of my friends said, "No, watch Fox News. Don't watch the other ones." And guess what? I said, "No, you're crazy. Trump is crazy. I don't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about." And I realized, I swear on the Holy Bible, I realized that man knew exactly what he was talking about.
That's why he hated Hillary so much.
Yeah. He knew exactly what he was talking about. I can't stand the Clintons. After I learned what I learned, I can't stand them. I can't stand them. And
that's why she was trying to do what she was trying to do.
Right. And that's why people in office, like people like the judges and all, they all vote Democratic. All of them. Because that's their meal ticket. That's their meal ticket. They don't want a president to come in and stop the chaos. They don't want that. I mean, there's people that actually try to go to their government for help. And they rallied and did this. Guess what? Not one thing on the news about it. Biden is doing all this bullshit. I don't see jokes about Biden. I don't see them humiliating him.
On Fox News, you do.
Well, that's different. You know what I mean? I'm talking about all the support on CNN and NBC and blah, 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 blah. That's bullshit. Not one of them. I mean, to me, it's disgusting.
That's why they wanted him in office, because he's mindless. He doesn't.
Yes.
He's like, he doesn't. He listens to what he's told. Basically, he's a puppet. Biden is a puppet.
Yeah,
and they can do whatever they want with him.
Is a puppet, right?
And so is the vice president. She's a puppet too.
Right. And you know what's so sad? They used to say that, at least Trump was trying to do something about this child system. Child kidnapping system. At least he was trying to do something. I don't see Biden trying to do it. I don't see he's even aiming for any change. I don't see Congress people involved. Okay, honey, I know you have to go, Tracy. Thank you so much for joining us, baby.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. I don't see them involved. But then when they're running for office, guess who they're going to come to? The people. The same people that they're screwing. That's who they're going to come to.
Yep.
And
do they not realize that they're messing with our future? Children are our future, and they're going to be traumatized because you're taking them from
Yeah,
us.
but they're oftentimes, like I said, a demon, a house divided against itself is not going to stand. So demons protect each other. A demon doesn't care about children because they are our future. Think about it. If a house divided against itself is not going to stand. So the government is not going to go against itself. I'm not talking about the Republican side. I'm talking about what I know about the Democrats right now. I've done my research about Democratic parties. And I will never, ever, ever give you credit for shit. No one. Not any of you. Pelosi, give me a break. Your $15,000 refrigerator that you were bragging about? Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. All that money you're making, Pelosi and Biden, and you guys are taking it from our hard-earned money. You're taking it from us. You're stealing children. You're stealing our money. And somehow the rich always gets a break, while the poor are always struggling and fighting for their children. And then you provide them with court pretenders. The state gives court pretenders that doesn't actually work for the people. What is the fucking point? The point is this: court pretenders help the state win, help the dollar going, the incentive coming. They don't want to be wrong. A narcissist never, ever takes accountability. So what do? They project their gaslighting on the victim and say that the victim doesn't take responsibility, when in fact it's the abuser that doesn't take responsibility, who is a narcissistic or a sociopathic individual. There's a monitor that I actually know that's working on a case. She's a fucking narcissist. She keeps blaming the mother, but yet she's the one creating the chaos. The mother showed me so much evidence, so much, that what she wrote in the report completely contradicts what is clear and factual. I can't say what the evidence are because the case is still open. But that bitch is getting paid by the father, the same father who stole the children from the mom and accused her with things that she didn't do. So of course she's going to lie for him, right? Because she wants the money. That's our system. It's a never-ending chaos. Never-ending chaos. So me personally would think everybody should gather together and fucking start protesting everywhere in the United States and demand to be heard. If you're not heard, that means you're not, I mean, how can I say it? We all have to be together. Whether your children were stolen from you or not, we all have to be united together. My thing is to bring awareness, speak the truth, speak my mind. That's why I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't know how to sugarcoat anything. I really don't anyways. It can't work. So I speak my mind, regardless, whether you guys like it or not. So get together, unite together, bring awareness. Bring awareness. Bring up laws that they're violating. Go from door to door. I've been doing that. I've been going from door to door to bring awareness about CPS. I have done already 28 homes. 28 homes on the weekend to bring awareness, to give them a heads up. And often all the people I spoke with, they did not suspect that. They didn't know this shit happens. So wise up. Instead of judging mothers, unite together and let's be heard. And fear is not from God, fear is from Satan. Satan is the father of lies. Satan is the one that wants us to be in bondage with him, for him. Bondage is what Satan wants. Jesus gave us freedom. And he said the truth sets you free. But that's why satanic people turn the truth into lies and the lies into truth. And you have to be a demonic son of a bitch to believe a fucking lie. There is no but. It's just a period. I hope you guys are watching this. I hope you guys are listening to this. I hope you guys understand the point I'm trying to make. Because this shit is going on way too long. Way too long. And they judge parents, innocent parents. Cassandra, how do you wanna close with this message to the people?
I just want, like, because I'm really just starting to research all this, and I'm starting to learn more about it. Like, everybody needs to research. They need to do the research, and then we all need to have a voice, really. All moms, all fathers, everybody who's going through this, everybody who's not going through this. We need to make awareness of this whole situation.
Yeah.
If we don't, it's never going to end.
It's never going to end. No, it's never going to end. And I actually, Cassandra, since I've known you, I've noticed that you're researching more. Because when I first wanted you to host with me, you were a bit shy, and I get it. You've never done this before. But you're a sweetheart. You really are. And I've noticed that you're actually learning more and you are researching more. And you are bringing awareness out there.
And it's helping me a lot. Like, not only is it helping me, like, cope with what's going on in my life with this whole situation, because I'm knowing that other people are going through it too, but, like, to know what I can possibly do or make a difference or an effect on this situation. It's really empowering to be knowledgeable about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And it would, believe it or not, it would make so many people feel more empowered if they just do their research.
Yep. Exactly. Empower yourself. Don't give up. Find ways to find money for a retainer, you guys. Pick the right attorney for your case. Don't just think because he or she is a family law attorney and they're cheaper, don't think that that attorney is going to help you. You have to choose the right attorney. You have to. This is your child. You can't just fucking go cheap. Because any case pertaining to juvenile is you versus the state. The state attorney, CPS attorney, the children attorney. So don't ever think that you can win this corrupt system on your own. And shame on you, family law attorneys that actually take small retainers knowing you can't fight this case. So you too will reap what you sow. God bless you too, Leah. And thank you guys for joining me. And I'm praying for each and every one of you. Like I said to you guys before, several shows ago, I write people's names down and I actually pray for them. And everybody's name is always on my list. And even the new ones that I don't see, I write it down on my list as well. Real quick, before we end this, Charlotte said, nothing will wake you up like getting your kids, took by this evil system. I have learned so much, and I send all these videos to people to inform them what is going on in this land. Honey, this is the land that is called the devil's playground. Literally, America is the devil's playground. Any country that allows kids to be stolen, it has to be the devil's playground. UK, Canada, Hawaii, and another name I forgot. There's an Africa, one in Africa now. Yeah, it's the devil's playground because the devil wants to destroy. The devil creates chaos. The devil is the father of lies. That's his purpose. Okay? James said, thank you both for everything you do. God bless you, James. God bless you and your family. Again, I'm praying for each and every one of you guys. I love you so much because I know the pain you're going through. And God knows I know. I know. So keep the fight. And I will see you guys tonight. If you're going to follow me tonight at 7 p.m., which is Relatives Fight CPS, which is 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think you're not going to do the Tonight Show, right, Cassandra? Unmute yourself.
No, I can't.
I'm going to miss you,
I have
though.
to work tonight.
That's okay,
I just got a new
baby.
job, so.
Oh, good for you. All right, then God willing, I will see you next week, okay?
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.